Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because the buzz around the league is getting louder, and the whispers are hinting at a blockbuster move that could significantly shake up the NFC East. We're talking about a potential trade involving CeeDee Lamb, the Dallas Cowboys star receiver, heading south to the Washington Commanders. I know it sounds like something out of a fantasy football fever dream, but the sources close to the league, echoing insights from Adam Schefter, are whispering that this might actually happen. The Cowboys, sitting at 651 and with a cap space squeezed down to around $21 million, are reportedly considering trading Lamb, who has developed into one of the league's most explosive receivers over the past few seasons. Why would Dallas do this? Well, the Cowboys, despite their solid record, are facing some tough choices. Their offense, which averages around 29, 3 points per game, has been a bit stagnant, especially considering the injury concerns that have cropped up. CeeDee Lamb, who was a first-round pick back in 2020, has been nothing short of a revelation, accumulating over 400 yards and 45 touchdowns in his career so far. He's a true game-changer, a receiver who can turn short plays into big gains, averaging 13 yards per reception, with a PFF receiving grade of 88.2 in 2025. His career stats are impressive. 86 games, 547 catches, over 70 yards, and an average of 13 yards per catch, with 0 significant injuries, reminiscent of Cooper Kupp's dominance. The Cowboys might see this as an opportunity to free up some cap space, around $15 million, to bolster their defensive line, which has been leaking points, allowing an average of 28.5 points per game. Plus, they could be eyeing a future rebuild, especially with the team's Super Bowl odds currently at plus 2,000, and with a roster that seems to be caught in a bit of a limbo. The move could be a way to get more draft capital, targeting a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2027, giving them a shot at reshaping their roster from the ground up. Now, on the other hand, the Washington Commanders are sitting at 3-9, and let's be honest, their passing game has been struggling all season long, averaging just 21.8 points per game. Adding Lamb to their offense, that could be a real game-changer. The numbers alone paint a picture of explosive potential. If Lamb joins Washington, projections suggest he could add over 200 yards, boost EPA per target by around 20%, and significantly increase their first down conversions. Think about that, going from around 235 first downs to much more, thanks to a dynamic receiver who can stretch the field and create separation. And speaking of separation, Lamb's YAC, yards after catch, per reception is +2. 5 yards compared to what the Commanders currently get from their wideouts, and his ability to rack up extra yards after the catch could be a perfect fit for their offense, which has struggled with consistency. His addition could make a huge difference in their third down efficiency, which currently sits around 39.7%, but with Lamb's presence, it could rise to around 45%. Imagine the possibilities: more sustained drives, more scoring opportunities, and a real offensive spark that Washington desperately needs. What about the playoff implications? Well, with odds of +100 earlier this season for a Super Bowl run, those odds could plummet to +50 if Lamb joins the squad, instantly making the Commanders a more dangerous contender. His presence could serve as an X-factor in the postseason, especially against tough defenses like the Eagles' secondary. Think about how Randy Moss' impact with the Vikings turned their fortunes around in the early 2000s. Lamb has that kind of game-breaking ability. His chemistry with Sam Howell or whoever is under center could elevate the entire offense to new heights, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to respect Washington's passing game like never before. Now, let's talk a little about the NFC East as a whole. The Commanders, currently sitting at 3-9, are clearly in a rebuilding phase, but the addition of a player like Lamb could accelerate their rise. Their offense, which has been weak and predictable at times, would get a much-needed injection of talent and explosiveness. The division is always fierce, but with Lamb, Washington could position itself as a serious playoff contender sooner rather than later. The Cowboys, on the other hand, might be facing some internal questions. Do they want to rebuild, or do they believe they can contend with what they have now? If they go through with the trade, it would be a clear signal that they're looking to retool and perhaps recenter their offense around their core players, while the Commanders could use the move to jumpstart their growth. And now, Washington fans, imagine the atmosphere if this trade goes through. The entire NFC East would be on notice. The Commanders' offense would be transformed overnight, with Lamb's ability to make big plays and create separation providing a perfect complement to Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel. Howell, or whichever quarterback is leading the team, would have a true number one receiver to rely on, making their passing attack much more unpredictable and dangerous. This kind of upgrade could mean the difference between a bleak season and a strong push for the playoffs, especially if the defense can tighten up and stop giving up so many points. Because right now, with an average of 28, 5 points allowed, they're playing from behind way too often. But let's not forget the big picture here. The trade market is always unpredictable, and this kind of blockbuster move would send shockwaves through the league. For the Commanders, it's about building an offense that can compete with the best in the league. For Dallas, it's about reallocating resources and trying to stay afloat in a division that's always competitive. The NFC East has been known for its fierce rivalries, and this move could add a new layer of intensity to the ongoing saga between the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and now potentially the Commanders. Fans, think about the excitement this could bring. Lamb, a proven playmaker, joining a team that desperately needs offensive firepower. It's the kind of move that can energize a fan base, boost team morale, and make every game a must-watch. The NFC East is already one of the most exciting divisions in football, and a move like this would make it even more thrilling. It's not just about one player, it's about the message it sends. Washington is serious about winning, about competing, and about making a statement that they're here to contend, not just rebuild. So as we wait for official confirmation, because let's be honest, in the NFL, nothing is ever set in stone, fans, stay tuned. This could be the kind of trade that changes everything. The Eagles are already strong, the Giants are quietly building, and now with a potential game-changing acquisition like CeeDee Lamb, Washington could leapfrog into serious postseason contention. It's a story that's unfolding right before our eyes, and I promise you, it's going to be one of the most talked-about moves of the offseason if it comes to fruition. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Lamb would be the perfect piece to elevate the offense? Would this move finally push the team into playoff contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Commanders news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we're here to bring you every detail, every rumor, and every big move. Thanks for riding along, and as always, hail to the Commanders.